Yo, Army, what's up? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
안녕, 로입니다.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. So far away. It's Jen, Suga, JK, the vocal line. Speaking of so far away, we're so far away from 100,000 subscribers.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
But you know what would help that? If 70% of you guys who are watching this unsubscribe, hit that subscribe button. It's not that hard to do. It takes 1 second to do. And it helps.
If you like
with
the
everything.
video, just hit the button.
Do it, man. This is
Share our video.
If you like our video even more, drop a like. What it does is it helps us get in other people's algorithms. It helps YouTube know that that our content is good and that you should pass it along. So
we need more people to enlist in the army.
Yeah, I tell you
Same
what.
Same thing with comments.
If we get a nice influx of some of like the new armies that join the channel, we'll drop some new lives onto the channel for this month.
Hey,
you heard it here.
So you know what I mean. Let's get to 26K, man. Let's get to 26K in a week and see what's up with the what's up.
I think Army could push us to 30K.
I think so too, but I'm being modest.
Army is not modest. We're conquerors. Let's go.
We talking about not being modest, then you should have no problem jumping on the Patreon. It's where the live version of So Far Away will be. It's where the Mama's 2019 performance and the MMA 2019 performance is going to be at this month. Also, in the Soup episodes, Rise of Bangtan, Run BTS.
So basically, you're a one-stop shop for anybody who's an Army fan.
Anybody that loves Army is going to love it there. We call them Army Redeemers. So, just jump on there.
Redemption Army. I like it.
You'll have fun. But without further ado, let's jump into this. I love this when we listened to this with Saran the first time. Ready for the shit. God's here. Shut your fucking mouth, guy in the middle.
You're an atheist.
You red hat die.
I like the intro.
하고 싶은 게 없다는 게 진짜 못 같은데 난 꿈조차 없다는 게 한심한 거 알아 다른데 하란 대로만 하면 된다면 대학 가면 다 괜찮아 그런 말들은 믿은 내가 병신이지 나 죽지 못해 살아 소리나 좀 줘봐 오늘은 취하고 싶으니 제발 말리지 마 뭐든 좋아 백수 새끼가 술 마시는 건 사치지만 취하지도 않는 버틸 수가 없어 모두가 달리는데 왜 나만 여기 있어 모두가 달리는데 왜 나만 여기 있어 모두가 달리는데 왜 나만 여기 있어
Oh, General. Oh, he on time, man.
When did we hear this?
He on time, man.
Was this in the Rise? Did we hear this in the Rise?
그대의 창조와 삶의 끝을 함께하기 Dream 그대의 자리가 어딜지라도 반대하리 Dream 결국 시간의 끝을 만개하리 Dream 시작은 미약한 전전 끝은 창대하리 그래 시발 죽지 못해서 살아서 하고 싶은 게 없단 건 말이야 무엇보다 외로운데 주변에선 하나같이 정신 차려 난 말뿐이네 화뿐이네 상대는 뭐 나뿐인데 뭘 화풀이해 매일 아침에 눈 뜨는 숨 쉬는 게 친구와 가족조차 멀어져
Every morning is terrified to open up my eyes.
나 혼자인 기분 나 혼자인 지금 모든 게 사라졌음에 신기루처럼 사라졌음에 이젠 빌어먹을 나조차도 사라졌음에 이렇게 세상에 나 버려지네 그 순간 하늘과 멀어지네 떨어지네 So far away 나에게도 꿈이 있다면 날아가는 꿈이 있다면
Oh my God.
그대의 자리가 어딜지라도 반대하리 결국 시간의 끝에 만개하리 시작은 미약한 점점 끝은 창대하리
take us home.
For real.
I love it, man. It's so breathy on this.
So far away. So far away.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, Keith, this is Kurt. You remember when we did the Suge birthday stuff?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Suge produced this and did everything, but he originally did it with Saran, who's a
Okay.
very big deal over there. She's like another kind of IU.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
You know, remember?
Yeah, now I remember it.
And then like it was a big deal when they jumped on it instead of her. You know, just because the BTS, just because the BTS dynamic. Yeah, but this was beautiful, man. Shout out to JK, but Jen carried.
Yeah.
Just effortlessly being able to kind of go from breathy and then at some points in that far away,
Power.
not like he was able, like I swear it feels like he's shifting his power in his voice and like curving it. I can't explain what I'm talking about. I felt like he did the production in his voice and not the studio.
It felt like
You
he
know
was
what I
making
mean?
distance with his voice.
Yeah, like I swear that far away felt like it was him making it go far away. I feel like it's wanted and the bullets is curving.
It went
Jen
from,
throwing his
like,
voice around the corner.
Breathy to power, almost like his voice was like 2 blocks away to right in front of your face.
And it's
in a matter of a
just,
second.
I just think that's amazing when like vocalists can be like, y'all know, super just like breathy and then like you said, kind of belt it out too and do it kind of in just one motion where it doesn't feel like it's produced is I guess what I'm saying. Also like just shout out to Suge. I really can feel like the pain and emotion in his voice. And this song harkens back to, y'all remember during like maybe 2000 to 2014 just a rapper being on the song with like a vocalist.
Yeah.
And that kind of got eliminated once rappers started just singing.
And singers started
and
rapping
singers
more.
started rapping. But this brings me kind of back to a time during like those almost like B.O.B. Airplane or like, you know, some stuff in that kind of like line where it's like someone's rapping.
You can really use a wish right now?
Yeah, I could. I wish you would subscribe after watching this beautiful
I just lay him up.
yeah, but that's kind of my takeaway from this initially. What are your thoughts, bros?
I feel the same way I felt 5 minutes ago. I remember the song because it was so heavy emotionally. But this did the same thing. Like, this took nothing away. This is probably actually more. I feel more of Sugar's voice, more of the weight of whatever he's saying. Not whatever he's saying. Obviously, I read what he was saying. But I'll be honest. Second half of the song, I stopped reading because I was so into the vocal performance of Jen and JK. I was more focused into what they were sounding like as opposed to what was actually being said.
Not to cut you off, Keith, it's definitely one of those tracks where if I didn't read the lyrics, I feel like I know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like it kind of goes without saying. This is one of those tracks where I don't need to
transcends.
speak the language
Right, it
to
transcends.
understand it's some hurt in there. The nigga said that fucking like he hates waking up and shit. Like, you know,
Something's going on.
like, it's a terrible idea to open your eyes in the morning or something. I forget. I'm sorry.
It's a terrible
paraphrasing.
idea. Like,
It's like, damn, bro, you woke up. We'll go off. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. And the way they took over at the end of the song, Jen threw out, hitting that hook. And I was like, okay, so when's JK going to come in? And when JK came in, he definitely showed out. But while he's showing out, you hear Jen in the background fighting for food. You know what I mean? Just going off, high notes, runs, the whole shebang bang. It was just, this was disgusting. And I can only imagine what the live is going to be with everybody else there adding their little 2 cents. Well, not little 2 cents, adding their interpretation or giving their offering vocally as to what they feel the song does. Man, honestly, like if we see a live and we get an RM and a J-Hope verse on the same subject, that shit might go all the way up. But definitely love this track. It definitely, we talk about those contemplation songs that you just put on and it makes you think maybe about some shit that you did or maybe some shit that was done to you and how you reacted to it, how you responded to it, and it immediately puts you back in that time and space, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes it's somber and sometimes it kind of just brings you down, but sometimes being able to relive those moments, although they are not great moments, still kind of feel good, if that makes any sense.
Well, no, I get it.
That's what the song kind of
therapeutic music.
Yes,
I get you.
Yes, so that therapeutic type of music. Yeah, this definitely gives me that vibe, and this is. I don't think I've ever put it on a list, but it would definitely be something that I would put on the list as a B-side.
I can
would
definitely see this being in somebody's top 20 or something.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Just because it would have an emotional connection, you would feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to Jen too, man. Just let's put something into context real quick. I'm not gonna go like on a long tangent. This is a young man that they picked up off the streets, who was supposed to, who wanted to, just because he was beautiful, who wanted to be a teacher, right? If I'm not mistaken, came from a good family. Like, you know, probably didn't even need to do this at all, almost. But you know what I mean.
I think his family was off.
Wind up loving it. Wind up, like, you know, working hard and everything like that, and arguably has one of the most like powerful and angelic voices like that, you know what I mean, I've personally heard. So it's just really amazing to see someone like that with no vocal background reach the heights that like he's hit.
He put the work in.
Stardom, and just like put the work in and stuff. So it's just, you know, nice. Like, shout out to Jim, man. Like, he definitely gonna be getting some more love on the channel. We definitely got to do the vocal like high notes and falsetto things for him coming soon as well. So just pay attention to that soon.
Are they having visual joints?
Oh, I don't know. I'll watch it. Caught me.
I thought it was cool. It was a cool live song. Definitely in Suga's wheelhouse. He's the sad boy of the group, kind of. You know, angsty rebel kind of guy.
Raphael.
Huh?
Raphael.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's definitely that. He carries that energy. So songs like these are always going to pack the emotion and pack that kind of soulful punch to them, especially from a lyric standpoint. Like I said, it's just very poetic and definitely very like endearing and sincere for sure. It feels like he really went through this almost, you know, it seems like an experience he's pulling from to kind of paint this picture. As far as the vocals, JK still did it for me on this one because I feel like his vocals were cleaner and a little bit more fluid when it comes to like just switching notes and everything like that, or you know, progressing. But I definitely love the hook when both of them switch the second part and they go like the second part that hits a little bit harder for me. But overall, this is a cool song. I'm gonna watch the live and see if it changes anything, or see if it makes me look at it any better or anything like that. And, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I thought this was amazing. Like, I definitely remember hearing it the first time, and definitely what Saran had done on this, you know, can't be understated as well. And that's definitely like a big point I want to touch on, but I'll touch on that a little bit later. Everything, I love the emotion and the pain behind everything that Suga's saying, you know, in his verses, just first and foremost. Basically coming from that place where you're basically saying, like, you know, you feel like such a disappointment, whether, you know, dreams that you had didn't work out or anything like that. He mentions, having or talking about going to university at one point in there, and basically later in that same verse where he's talking about basically alcohol being a luxury to a bum, essentially, basically feeling like that's the only thing that you have to look forward to almost after such disappointment. And it's something that's ultimately really relatable, having a dream and failing to reach that dream and then feeling so down on yourself that you essentially feel like you're not kind of worth anything at that point, and that's where the far away elements come from, because you say you feel so distant from everyone else. And then in the second verse, basically, when he kind of touches on the whole idea, as you had said, Nick, about the where it basically is a pain to wake up, to breathe and everything like that, and it kind of puts you in it's ironic because you're painting the reality as though it's a nightmare, so you kind of call back into the dream state of things, ironically, in a sense, where you're basically like, as far as, you know, that kind of wanting to die or just wanting to be so disconnected from reality that, you know, those are the most prevalent kind of thoughts. saying that basically anger is always there, so there's not even a point in venting at a certain point, so you just kind of are holding in all that pain. And just the way he lyrically goes about portraying that, and and the grit and regret in his voice that you hear is something that definitely carries forward the strongest. But the thing I do love about that is ultimately when it goes from a place of being so far away, distant, to the track being essentially now fly away, kind of basically now, because have that dream, basically allow it to be a seed that's planted that hopefully will bloom one day, but kind of allow yourself to fly and go on that journey again, to dream again. So I thought that's just really beautiful and poetic, taking it from a place of all that pain and kind of bringing it to that ascension moment throughout the track. So I definitely wanted to touch on that. Thing I love about that though too is the ad-libs at the end of the song are First Love, and his song First Love is about his love of music and the piano and everything like that. So it definitely feels really personal to him. I do believe, to the best of my recollection, that he had produced the song. And if he did indeed produce it and write it, then it's certainly from that place. So it's interesting though, at the end of the song you kind of talk about the getting to that place of wanting that dream and then allowing yourself to fly again, and then the ad-lib of the First Love would be entirely full circle for him as far as remember kind of what got you into this. But nonetheless, that's just specifically to what Suge had contributed to this, and definitely the beat as well, being amazing and very reflective yet uplifting in the same way. So that's a tough kind of line to walk as a producer. But I do love ultimately Saran's version as well. She has such a beautiful voice, and I do love that this isn't like film where it's like you need a director's cut or an editor's cut or anything like that, where it's like things have to be kind of just left alone and not touched and accepted as kind of one film. In that sense, I love that there are multiple versions of this, and they all do justice to the subject matter as well. So it is really amazing to kind of see these multiple versions of the song. So I didn't want to understate what her voice was for me on the original, at least. But then getting into, specifically what Jin and JK did, I mean, they absolutely snapped. One thing I really loved, too, though, is the production aspects that they brought into it, where Jin had gone off first for that run at the end, and then it switched to JK for the second part of the hook. And that's when he hit, the more traditional high note within the writing of that hook. Because it's more common the first delivery than the second one is kind of where you get more of the power behind the voice. But then in the second version, they kind of flipped it where then JK went first and then Jin had the chance to kind of hit that same note at the end. So I love the way they kind of switched them off and balanced those things in the production to allow them all to kind of have an equal shine on this. They honestly both snapped. I definitely love, again, the power in Jin's voice. But something about when a voice is hitting a high note and kind of goes back to that breaking moment is always something that's going to hold kind of some of the most weight to me vocally, because it's like that pain and reflection in the voice. Ironically, reflection, but also inflection in the voice. So, I mean, they absolutely snapped in that regard as well. But, yeah, it's when you have that kind of vocal talent available to you and the fact that they were able to do this, like, I definitely can't wait to see how, the live versions are of this, despite, some of the little hints of it that we've heard. But, this is just a beautiful song all around, through and through for me.
Yeah, this was produced and written by Suga and Slow Rabbit.
Makes sense.
A couple things on here too. Suga explained that the original lyrics should be "Don't Fall Away" instead of "Don't Far Away," but it was released. He made sure the right lyrics were for Jin and for JK as opposed to Saran, who had the other lyrics. So this is pretty much closer to the baseline of his song. Also, in the 2017 Festa BTS show for Suga's birthday, he talked about the first rendition of this track was actually supposed to be just off of Jimin.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually supposed to be the Jimin track.
He would have suited beautifully.
Which I can hear it. I can hear
Angel singing already.
But,
I really think they all would have put their personality.
No, I think personally any vocal member could have snapped on here, but I definitely can feel the hints of where Jimin would have been slaughtering the shit. Anything else that you want to add?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Anything else you want to add, bro? Kurt, anything else you want to add?
No, it's just really beautiful kind of spinning the block on this again, kind of seeing it in a new light, as we went a little further on our journey, kind of appreciating things. And just knowing that Suge was in such a place of, pain and anger, perhaps, and just kind of seeing where he's a lot more happy now, it definitely adds a lot more, kind of sediment to this.
Yeah, man, shout out to these guys, man. They came a long way, man. Suga from thinking he just was going to be, producing shit and just kind of, baby rapping here and there, to him being, you know what I mean, being able to dance and really produce and be able to write all the stuff that he's done. JK being, the baby of the group and arguably being the most, well-rounded at an elite level. And then, like I said, Jin, who was just someone who wasn't supposed to be doing this at all, and for his voice just to be God tier. So, jump in the comments, tell us how y'all feel about this track. Where do y'all rate this B-side at? Also, jump in and tell us what your favorite live performance is of this. I seen the fan cam was the most popular, but I know Army always got the secret links to other different ones. So jump in there, show some love, talk to each other. Other than that, we love you guys to death. Holla at y'all.
Take
Peace.
Care.